Very good day to my honorable lecturer. I'm Pavindran Kanavadi. So I'm here to explain about the title of the article, which is Common Law and Civil Law Approaches to the Sales of Goods. Contract a Comparison, which is published in 1999. So it has been authorized by Mr. Paul J. Omar. And basically, as the introduction, I would like to give the differentiations of the three features in the common law, and the first will be relative importance of codification, the second will be statement of legal rules in general terms, and lastly the third one will be relative lack of weight attached to judicial decision and expositions of the law. So in these explanations I would like to give a small briefing of the features as below, and the first one will be codification. Codification, in a simple words, it is not unique of the civil law systems. Therefore, it is administrative courts have introduced the informal system of guide in the interpretation of often complex public law. And the next will be not all which can be accurately rendered in the language of common law, which goes under the second value. And the third one will be the introduction of sales of goods, will be relating to the sales of goods in the France is contained in the book. The law basically is applied in Malaysia as well, and it is structured in a content way. The code and the acts are the product of system which is owned by the genesis, whether civil law or common law. Finally, I'm going to explain about the essential definitions, which is it has been contrasted arrangement of the United Kingdom Act and concentrates outlining of the formation effects on contract of the sale in the first part of the act. So it is basically we can re-explain as this will be the living definition of the end of the act of the sales of goods, which is related in the France in containing. So that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Hi and have a good day, madam. My name is Vinusharan Saravanan. So today I'm going to explain about the article summary, which is the title will be for our article will be Common Law and Civil Law Approaches to the Sales of Goods. When we are going to talk about the sales of goods, there are two parties are involved. First is buyer and also seller. So now we are going to explore about the what are the articles and also what are the arguments that they are having in this article. And also we will get to know what is civil law and also common law in this article, and what are the agreements that having by the both parties, which is buyer and also seller. When it comes to this article, they have their own definition for the sales, which is civil code as an agreement by which a person is required to deliver things and other pay for it. It's like a buyer and also seller. So when the buyer send the things, the seller will be pay for it. That is an agreement. And also which is a sale may be made by the contract of deeds. As an example, I can give French law is the identity of goods classified as the goods are immovable by their nature. But unfortunately, in United Kingdom, the Goods and the Subjects Act, item must be general, must be tangible in form of intangible items such as shares are not capable of forming the subject matter. Okay, as a summary, this article is also using the three countries to analyze the data, which is United Kingdom, France and also Malaysia. When they extract the data, they also include the effects of general law for the both country. As an example, actually they have three countries, but they have given the example of both countries, which is by right the article includes the example of effects of the contract sales in France regulated by the general principles contract. So to the proposition of the United Kingdom, where the common law and provision of leg macroteria have effect in so far of they are not inconsistent of the provision of the act. So these are one of the example that differentiate from the common law and also civil law, its effects to the general law. In this article, they also have include about the terms and conditions. What are the terms and conditions that have been used by the seller and also buyer? Because as when it comes to the sales of goods, buyer and seller, they have a condition and warranty. What are they used? And also they have expertise about the perishing of goods. What are the perishing of goods they are having? For example, in France, the buyer may choose the Forego for sales or to request for the portion saved, the price being and determined by the proportions. And next, the rest will be explained by my teammates. So that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, madam. So my name is Deva Mali. So today I'm going to explain about the issues that I have encountered from the article. So the first one will be specific goods. So specific goods, we know as a specific goods defined as it can be categorized or it can be identified of a goods and decided open at the time of the sale. So for example, French law. So French law have requiring an agreement on the goods and the cost. The cost will be called as the price of the goods. Alright, so the second one will be uncertain goods. So actually the uncertain goods did not mention in any acts, but then they have been mentioned to separate three types, which is future goods, purely generic goods, and the third one will be uncertain parts, which is for whole, a specified whole that may consist of future or it can be current goods. Alright, so third one will be existing and future goods. So existing we know as existing defined as existing product defined as ambitious, and for the future product defined as a largely unknown manufacturer going to be manufactured, going to be sold outside in soon, or it can be in future. So the fourth one will be perfect or it can be imperfect. So this is no equivalent, because in the common law or civil law they have act something like perfect and imperfect. So there's no equivalent concept that support the idea that the contract may be perfect or it can be imperfect based on the condition for its formation, or it can be success made. So actually from this there are causes could be happen, which is due to other party inability to meet contractuality required term. And the last but not least will be both common law, which is common law and the civil law have faced one issue, which is called be as a res prima facie moves of property. Okay, it can refer as a before property passes to the buyer, the seller makes sure take the responsible for ensuring the goods against loss. If the goods or it can be anything lost, it can be happen, so the sellers should be take a more responsible towards the goods. So that's all from me, madam. Thank you so much.
Hai madam, salam satu Malaysia, salam sejahtera. So my name is Puitra. So today I want to talk about the arguments. So the first point will be that the risk transfer to the buyers at the same time the property should pass to him, even if the delivery has not been completed unless the seller is unable to deliver. So this is the point. So okay madam, so now I want to explain the first point. So this means that the buyer will be able to sue from the return of the good price of the good from the seller. This applies even where the buyer has used the goods. It not always be possible, however, to return the stolen property to the owner on when the goods have been converted into another goods and cannot be retired as be stolen or late delivery, looted and eaten. In such situation, we can say that the true owner will have to be content with an award of the damage based on the value of the property now lost or late due. In other words, the buyer cannot become the owner of the goods, and the true owner will be able to reclaim the goods even from a person who bought the property by that in the good faith. So next, I want to explain about the second. Okay, madam. So now I want to talk about the second point. So mostly we look at the international business law. So whenever come the arguments, there will be a point. The imperfect competition is a competitive market scenario wherein there is numerous sellers, but they be promoting distance of good in preference to an aggressive marketplace. As that called like aggressive market, imperfect in nature. Imperfect in opposition is the real word of opposition. So today is a number of the industry and dealers observed is to earn surplus profit. In this market scenario, the vendor enjoy the luxury of influence the fee that allows you earn extra earning. So that's all, madam. So okay, madam. So that's all. That's the 3 point main things when comes the argument in the international business law. So that's all, madam. Thank you so much.
Hi madam, my name is Yashini Sedram. So today I'm going to explain about the conclusion. Based on the article, common law and civil law, which is a legal system. So it's a rules which is deal by contracting sales and internal formulas and definitions and conditional. So basically, this common law and civil law, which is it's a legal system by controlling and creating by them, and it's to get a better solution when it's happened to the problem, and and also this perhaps what Roman law needs to bring answer to the commercial law to justify of the background. So last but not least, this relationship between common law and civil law, which is certain of in Europa, both common law and civil law are influenced by the creations of supranationals in their European unit. So basically, it's an effort of common law and civil law. It's true to justify where is the history played together and where to get the justify from the country of European, which is a common law and civil law, the rules of legal system of upcoming at the future. So that's it from me. Thank you.